You didn't listen to a single word that was posted, Gene. I don't care if Thomas Monson ordained you. I don't care if the President of the freaking United States of America, Donald Trump, ordained you. You don't have it. Does this get through to your thick Bible dumb skull? You don't have it. And neither does Thomas Monson have it. It is, now listen, Gene, it is untransferable. You cannot have the Melchizedek priesthood because Jesus is still alive. Does this even comprehend to you in your brain? Jesus is still living. Only one high priest at a time existed in the old covenant. No more than one was allowed. They didn't have millions of high priests all over the globe. That in itself is unbiblical, what Mormons do. One at a time, Gene. It was only past, Gene, when the current high priest died, Gene. Then it went on to the one with the proper credentials and the proper lineage by blood to be next in line, and then he had it until death. Mortal men were the high priest. Do you even know what the freaking high priest was even for? You're clueless when it comes to what the priesthood even is or what it even was for. It was to be the mediator between men and God. The mortal high priest would go into the temple, offer sacrifices, first for his sins, then for the sins of the people. It was to mediate between men and God and offer covering for their sins. The priesthood, the high priest of men, was a failed system because, as Hebrews states, sinful man cannot make other sinful men perfect. It failed to make men perfect. It was only a temporary solution until Christ. When Christ came and he died, he, being perfect, took the position of high priest from mortal men. Mortal men do not become high priests anymore because it was a failed system. It was not working. Sinful man could not make other sinful men perfect. Only Christ, who is pure and perfect, being God in human flesh, could do this. That's why men are no longer high priests. They are no longer the mediator. Jesus Christ is. He took it from men. Men don't hold any high priesthood anymore because men are not the mediators anymore between man and God. Jesus Christ is. And it can never pass to another person ever, ever, ever because Jesus is still alive. The priesthood was passed only by death. He doesn't need to pass it because he alone is the perfect mediator, because he alone is sinless and perfect. He alone fulfilled the law. He alone satisfies God's full debt that was required for sin. If to become a high priest in the order of Melchizedek would mean you would have to be a king of righteousness. You would have to possess endless life. No mortal is qualified because mortals die. You are not eternal, Gene. You will die someday. That disqualifies you. You have nothing to offer God for the sins of the world. So you cannot be our mediator. That disqualifies you as well. And you are not a king of righteousness, Gene. That disqualifies you. 3 strikes, you're out. And Jesus is still alive, so you cannot become the mediator high priest. And the high priesthood was only for males, not women. All Christians, however, if you read 2 Peter, are included in a royal priesthood of all believers. Every believer is a priest, but it is not a high priest position. It is not Melchizedek, and it is not Levitical. It's the priesthood of all believers. Revelation says he has made us, past tense, he has made us, already done, a kingdom of priests. You are a priest the second you accept Jesus Christ. You are given authority and become a son of God, John 1:12. To as many as received him, Jesus gave them the authority to become the sons of God. You are a priest of God from that moment on through belief in Christ. But no one is a high priest, and especially not in Melchizedek. So I don't care if Thomas Monson ordained you, Donald Trump ordained you, the most wonderful actor in Hollywood stepped down from their rich throne and ordained you. I don't care if a circle of people from the Mormon cult who think they're prophets ordained you for 12 hours straight and chanting over you. You are not Melchizedek, and you cannot hold Melchizedek. Jesus is still alive. You are not a mediator. That's what it means to be a high priest. It means to mediate between men and God and offer something for full payment for their sins. That's what a high priest did. That's what their job was. That was the point of being a high priest. It was to be the mediator between men and God. Mortal men don't hold this position no more. Christ does. He is a mediator. He is the perfect one, so we have no need for an earthly high priest. Every word in my post went right over your head. Didn't listen to a word I just said. And you turn right around and say, oh, well, Thomas Monson ordained me. Like I just said absolutely nothing. It is unbiblical. You cannot have it. You do not have it. It goes against every single word in the Bible that scholars know, every Christian pastor knows, every Christian knows, everybody knows who knows the Bible. Oh, I forgot. Unless you're Mormon, you don't know this, because Mormons don't know the Bible. All they know and all they study and all they care about and all they defend to their dying breath is Joseph Smith.